Hey everyone, Warren Dean from DataTale. Just want to talk about my new product, which is a custom Power BI visual called MapTale. If you would like to play around and have a go with it, it's embedded publicly on my website, datatale.com.au. And this is essentially what it's built for. This Power BI custom visual is built to be embedded, to be shared to a lot of people. It's a one-off purchase, no ongoing fees, no maintenance fees, no per user fees, no per view fees. And so it's designed essentially for council organizations, but I'm sure any organization could use it. If you want to share your Power BI spatial visual to many people, because it's all open source, what I've built, and so there's no license fees involved for ongoing maintenance. You will own this visual forever. How much does it take to set it up? So you can see I've got an existing visual there. Let's build one from scratch. I'll add my new visual in here. It needs an ID and a latitude and a longitude, and then you're off and running. You can see everything's contained within the visual itself. If I go in the settings and turn that title off, it does need a license, and obviously I'll provide you a license key, but you will only ever need that once, and that's for your whole organization, as many users as you would like to use. Once it's up and running, you can see there's some default boundaries and some default data already in there, but you obviously want to add your own categories and status. So if I add a category of asset type in here, and my status, overall status there, you can see the category. I now have icons and the colors as well. So in terms of this information bar, I'll show you later, but the legend has behind on track completed, so that's dynamic from the data. And then also the legend has the icons where I can select and filter. If I wanted to change any of that, the legend, if it wants to be collapsed or not, is in here. But what I'm after is the category icons, and this is dynamic from the data itself. If you wanted to change the icons, so there's pre-built icons in there for you. You can see that's changed to playground symbol, or you can use a URL, and so a public URL can work for that. In terms of the legend, this we would look at. We look at the status colors. So if I wanted to change behind to an orange, you can see it will change that. So you can have multiple icons dependent on your data, how many icons you select. You can have multiple statuses or phases, and you can select them all in here. In terms of selecting on the polygon, you can, in the boundaries, you can see I've got two layers here, layer 1, layer 2. I can give them whatever name I'd like, and then you can just paste a URL from a GeoJSON in here, and you'll get the values. The colors, the width, all those type of things you can select and you can choose. And what you can do is obviously click on a polygon, it'll zoom in and it'll give you information. Now, icons are there. If I click on the two, you can see it spread out. As I go down, it zooms in, and you can see here I'm using a free Esri layer, and then also 3D images as well. You can control the map zoom. All these different options are there for you in terms of, the camera. Where's the default point that it comes in? What's the default zoom? Does it auto zoom? The map setup in terms of if you wanted to use, maybe you had your own imagery, so near maps, for example, you can put an imagery tile URL in there. So I'm using 2 open source, but you can put your own imagery in there, satellite imagery. You can turn the 3D images, the zoom level off or the tilt. So all that is for you, ready to go. In terms of this info button, you can turn it on and off if you don't want it. But all of this lives in the info panel. So you can call it instructions, you can add text in there in terms of what I want it all to do, the chart title, all that's controlled in there. Same with the banner. So everything is in here in the pane, in the settings. So the header banner, I could change that to 2028. I can say council. If I wanted to put a logo in here, I just need to go and grab a URL, and you can see the logos there. And I can increase its size, reduce the rounding. I can change the color to maybe a gray. So it's all controlled within there. You'll see there's also the different drop downs, which we don't have. We have asset type and phase because we added them in the wells. You can turn them off if you don't want them displayed in there. But if you want any more, you can go and add them in. So boundaries, I should have added in as well. So if I want to sort by suburb, you can see the suburbs there. Sort by ward. If I just click the home button, now when I can click between two suburb and ward, and you can see this icon, the filter, sorry, drops down, filter or ward, like so. Pop-ups. So if I click on a particular icon, I can have images or whatever text I would like in there. So if I want the project title, project description, and the completion date, when I click off, and if I click back in to that, you can see all that information's there. And what I like this compared to the Power BI tooltip because it actually stays there. And you can have images in here as well, and even a carousel of images, portrait, landscape. You can define all of that as well. So all you need is a photo, publicly listed URL. I've dropped that in there. Now I click back on here, and all based on the naming convention. So if you have multiple, you just _1, _2. It'll drop it into a carousel for you like so. We do also have the search box up here, so I can say park, and really nice kind of displays which particular park I want to go and look at, zooms right in, and all the data's there. Reset, info button. You could also add, in here, if you wanted the total budget, you can add it in here. It's got a chart section where you actually get a dynamic chart in here as well. If I wanted the date updated, I would just add that into the legend, updated, data as at, and that'll add it in there as well. So lots of different features, and obviously I can build more features in if there's something particular that you want for your organization that this map isn't fit for purpose yet. Just reach out and I can build it in there for you as well. But the goal is, it's a one-off purchase. It can be used by your whole organization. It can be shared publicly to as many people as you want on that one-off purchase. So no ongoing fees. With the goal is getting these out and showing Power BI reports across the world so people can engage with your data. So please reach out, datatale.com.au. You can see the MapTale and engage with it yourself, or shoot me an email or a DM. So love to work with you. Thanks, everyone.